Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Altius Images Drone Positive podcast. I'm Todd Dudley and I'm the founder and director of Altius Images. As a drone pilot, the negative press that drones receive annoys me no end. This podcast is trying to change the negative public perception of our multi-roted friends, one positive story at a time. There are plenty of stories out there that show just how amazing drones can be, and I will be bringing you one of those stories each week. So let's fly into some positivity and see just how amazing drones are. This week we're talking about a company called Zipline, who deliver medicine and blood to those who need it via drone. Now, if you heard yesterday's bonus episode of the podcast that was focusing on Thursday's Drone Tech Conference, then you'll have heard me speaking a lot about delivery drones, and having done a bit more research, Zipline are certainly market leaders when it comes to this space. So the company Zipline started in Rwanda in 2014, and since then has conducted over 17,000 life-saving deliveries. They design and test their tech in Half Moon Bay in California, and they operate distribution centres around the planet with teams of local operators. Through this network of distribution centres, they are providing over 13 million people throughout Africa with instant access to urgent medicines. This is not something that's going to be happening next year or going to be happening in 10 years' time. This is happening today. As I said, it was launched in 2014, and they've had tremendous success so far. So on their website, they outline that their mission is to provide every human on Earth with instant access to vital medical supplies. They say that people today are underserved by outdated solutions like trucks and trains, and Zipline want to help this using their cost-effective drone delivery network to revolutionise access to the healthcare. So it sounds very catchy and very appealing, but how exactly does it work? Well, it's a pretty straightforward process actually. So doctors place orders on demand through a simple app for any medicine that they need, whenever they need it. These medical products are stored centrally at Zipline's distribution centres and are flown quickly to any destination. This maintains cold chain and product integrity while eliminating waste. Zipline packages the order at the distribution centre and then launches it into flight. Racing along at over 100 km an hour, vital products such as medicine or blood arrive faster than any other mode of transport. The drones fly without a pilot and are battery powered, reducing the cost and emissions of moving medicine. The drones can fly over remote mountains, rivers and washed out roads. They require no local infrastructure to serve communities. Within 30 minutes of the order being placed, medical supplies are delivered from the sky by parachute. Recipients don't need to interact with the drone itself. Just like Uber, they get a message when the medicine is 1 minute away, so they go outside and greet the package. The drones only land at Zipline's distribution centre, where Zipline operators quickly prepare them for their next flight. They've refined this process over the years to support hundreds of deliveries per day per distribution centre in all weather conditions. Whether severe heat or African thunderstorms, these drones can still fly. Zipline focuses on running an elite operation so doctors can focus on giving patients the care they deserve. So a lot of that was taken directly from Zipline's website, which I would encourage you to check out. The link's in the description below. And I chose this story this week just because of how incredible it is. At the Drone Tech Conference last Thursday, link for that podcast in the description as well, using drones for delivery was spoken about relatively hypothetically, particularly from a UK point of view. Zipline are fully operational with this technology. They're not speaking about it, they're not developing the tech is developed, they are live and they are saving lives. So a few more details about the business. Each distribution centre has capacity for 500 deliveries per day, and their drones, as was mentioned earlier, can fly in extreme weather conditions. The average time from order place to delivery is just 30 minutes, as opposed to the average of 5 hours when being delivered by road or train. It can't really be emphasised enough how incredible this is. Not only is it a great use of the technology, but it is literally saving thousands of lives. A single Zipline distribution centre has an 80-kilometre service radius and can provide instant medical access to millions of people. So we're not talking about one small little town, we are talking about millions of people. And for large countries, Zipline builds a network of distribution centres to ensure that they can reach anyone within that country, however remote their location. The payloads on the drones can hold up to 1.8 kilograms and can deliver up to 3 units of blood. For larger orders, multiple drones are sent out at the same time. Zipline flies more than 40,000 kilometres a week, which is the equivalent of circumnavigating the planet. Before doing the research for this podcast, I knew nothing of this company, and I cannot tell you how inspiring it is and how amazing it is to read about what they're doing. They are literally changing the world, and this is technology that the rest of the world have got to get on board with. Now, the caveat for that, it is more difficult in countries such as the UK or the USA, which have got much busier airspaces. Africa is relatively quiet airspace, sparsely populated, so it does make more sense in Africa. However, if it is possible there, I truly believe that it is possible everywhere. If you'd like to know more about Zipline, links to their website and to their TED Talk are both in the description below. Please, if you've got a spare 15 minutes, give their TED Talk a watch. It is incredibly inspiring and shows just how amazing drones can be when utilised in the right way. So, over 17,000 life-saving deliveries, providing 13 million people with instant access to urgent medicines. If that's not a positive use for drones, I'm not sure what is. That about wraps up today's podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Please do subscribe and share the podcast on social media. Follow us on social media at Altius Images, and we'll see you next week for episode 3 of the Altius Images Drone Positive Podcast. Fly safe, folks. Bye-bye.